What is up? What is up, YouTube? It is Eddie Picasso. This is EddieP 55, and it's Monday, March the 25th. A lot of the agents from the office are off to Austin. It's Capital Day at the tomorrow is Capital Day at Realtor. Oh my, excuse me. Tomorrow's Realtor Day at the Capitol up in Austin, Texas. So a lot of my colleagues are on their way over there, probably still on the road. So I hope everybody's safe and the show must go on, right? So it was an interesting weekend. A couple things that kind of stood out that, oh my gosh, a bit on the spiritual side, you can say, and it was specifically last night. So I guess I'm on this, how do I say this? For a very long time, I've had this mentality of could have, should have, would have, as far as back in the day, back in my high school days and all that. And I for some reason, I guess I'm stuck in that. And I've never ever told anybody. So you guys are the first ones to hear this on YouTube. That I've always said, like, man, what could have been, right? And I have a lot of dreams of me being back in high school, and I don't know, it's just my subconscious wanting to recreate or make up for lost time. But it's weird how, like, I have these dreams of, like, what could have been or what should have been, what I should have done and stuff like that. And it's interesting that last night I've had that mentality for a very long time. And give me a second. There's a call coming in. Okay, apparently it was some sort of text marketing call or whatever. So anyway, so like I was saying, so I have these. So last night I had a dream, as always. I was back in high school, and I guess I was getting along with somebody who was, I guess, my arch nemesis back in the day. It was, I don't know, I guess we had a bit of a rivalry for some reason. We never got along very well. And I think a lot of it has to do, a lot of me reminiscing or going back to back in the day in high school has to do a lot uh, with me wanting, I guess, to fit in, I guess you can say. And oh my gosh, I believe I'm actually saying that. But so for a long time, that's what it was, right? Like, I guess it was, I guess you can say, my motivation or whatever. And so last night I was having this dream with, I guess I was back in school, and this arch nemesis, we were actually getting along, and I guess I was still trying to fit in, to make him like me, I guess you can say. And then I remember, I think I went for a run. I think I was running the. I think I went for a run, right? I can't remember what it was, but it was something like that. And I started running, and then I got back to my starting place, and then I went and sat down at a table where, I guess it was a cafeteria table, now that I think of it. And a lot of the people that I know from back in the day, like students, other classmates and stuff, were gathered around the table. One of my buddies was right next to me, and I remember saying, like, man, I can't believe it's been 18 years since we graduated, because it has been. I'm 36 now, and it's been exactly 18 years. I'm sorry, 18 years since we graduated. Like, man, I can't believe it's been 18 years already. And, like, I could have gone through high school, through school. I could have got another elementary education with those 18 years, gone through school all over again, right? And it's like, man, that's interesting. And I think that's where I woke up, and I started thinking, like, man, this whole time I've been thinking of, like, man, what I could have. Oh, because one of the things that I did mention to him was, man, I wish I could have, I've gotten this far like this, or I've gotten this far. I've accomplished so much. I wonder what it could have been if I would have actually applied myself back in school. And that's where I woke up. And well, actually, I don't know. It was a mixture. I guess I was still half asleep, And I started thinking like, man, I've spent all this time, like the last 18 years, thinking like, man, of what I could have done in school, what I could have accomplished, and I could have gotten so much farther. And then the thought came to mind is like, yeah, I could have, but and I remember something from scripture that says, uh, the man can plan his the man can plan his journey, but ultimately the Lord lays the way or lays the steps in the direction, right? And so it's ultimately His decision on where it is going. So I started thinking as far as man, like, what if I could have done that, but then what if it could have been different? What if I could apply myself? But what if I did that and I still ended up in the same place because ultimately it's his decision. It's his he decides what steps I take. And so no matter how much I could wish, no matter how many ifs I could do, ifs, buts, or wins, I may very well be at the same place that he wanted me to. And so it was really profound. Like, oh my gosh, like I can't believe that just clicked. Like I've spent all this time thinking of what could have been, when in reality it is what it is. And I'm here because of him, and I should be grateful for it. And even if things did play out way different at the beginning, I say the beginning because 18 years of your life, that's like the beginning, right? It's adulthood is just so much longer than that. And ultimately it may have made no difference. I could have ended up in the same place, in a different taking a different path, but still being in the same place. And it's like, what am I worrying about? Why am I wasting my energy on that? So I hope that makes sense. That's my rant for this Monday, March 25th. Thanks for tuning in. I love you guys. Peace.